What's up, YouTube? This is Big Mike. I don't think you guys probably hear too much background noise, but if you do, it's AC, fans, everything is running right now because the heat is on where I am. It's on and popping. But I want to talk about if you're watching NBA Finals. I want to talk about Tim Duncan and LeBron James. They're both are going to go down as top 10 players all time when both of these guys' careers are over. Tim Duncan's career is probably much closer to the end as opposed to LeBron. But this is the third time that these two have faced off against each other in the finals. Both having had their team won a final apiece. In 2007, the Spurs beat the Cavaliers. I think, if I recall correctly, it was a sweep. Uh, Cleveland really was just lucky to get that far. Everyone was anticipating that it was going to be a rematch of the 2005 finals between the Spurs and the Pistons, but LeBron had probably his greatest playoff performance ever in a Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals when he had 48 points, was hitting ridiculous shot after ridiculous shot, and he stole a game uh, from the short of his performance, and they went to the finals. But there was no match for the Spurs that year. Then last year, Miami beat San Antonio in 7 games to win their second consecutive NBA title. Now, these are the stakes for this finals. We're looking at each player's individual legacy. Regardless, these guys are going to go down as all-time creme de la creme legends, okay? But perception is everything. This may well be the last time these two guys face off against each other in the finals. And this could be seen as the tiebreaker. Who knows what's going to happen after this year with the Heat? Never really know. Tim Duncan is to the point of his career where each year I guess he has to see how he feels. Do he wants to go another year? That type of thing. Does he want to go through the grind of an 82 game schedule and possible postseason? I can see that he's to compensate for his advancing age. He's lost a lot of weight as opposed to how he used to look maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. He almost looked like how he did when he was a rookie. But this is something I look at. If Miami Heat are able to win this final series, it'll be a three-peat. All right, that's significant. As far as NBA history, only the Minneapolis Lakers of the late 40s and early 50s, the Boston Celtics, the Chicago Bulls, and the Lakers of the 2000s are only teams to have won three-peats. So that'd be very significant. You have to put Miami Heat as one of the all-time great championship teams. LeBron individually, wow. If he wins a third NBA championship, then the case becomes more conclusive and more. It carries more weight, more definitive that he's the greatest small forward of all time. I know some people really get pissed off if somebody says that. They, well, what about Larry Bird? Hey, you know, I remember I made this series last year, and I still had Bird as the greatest small forward of all time. But I'm telling you, man, LeBron's. I mean, people can talk about the era, and that's true, but he's dominating. He's the case can be made, man, that if they win another championship. I mean, let's look at LeBron's personal accolades for a second. All right, let's say if he wins a championship, another championship. Now I don't know if I'm just going to make two assumptions. All right, with this, I'm going to assume they win another championship in this scenario, and I'm going to assume that they won the Finals MVP. All right, so that would be three NBA championships, tying Bird, three NBA Finals MVP, surpassing Bird because I believe the first time Cedric Cornbread Maxwell was the Finals MVP in 1981. Uh, as we know, he has four MVP awards regular season. That's one more than Larry Bird. He was a 10-time NBA All-Star. I don't recollect in my head how many All-Star appearances Bird had, but it was probably about 10. Uh, Two times he was the NBA All-Star Game MVP. I believe that's surpassed Bird. Uh, Eight times he was on the All NBA first team. Twice the All NBA second team. Five times LeBron was on the NBA All Defensive first team. This year he was on the NBA All Defensive second team. He was a 2004 Rookie of the Year. He was on the All Rookie first team in 2003, 2004. In 2007, 2008, he won his first and so far only scoring championship. He's still the Cleveland Cavaliers' all-time leading scorer. And his cumulative totals, as far as his career, I think the guy's averaging nearly 28 points per game, 27.5 points per game, 7.2 rebounds, 6.9 assists, 1.7 steals. He's shooting about 49.7% from the field for his career. He's shooting about 34% from three-pointers, and he's about 75% from the foul line. In the postseason, LeBron's averaging 28 points per game, 8.4 rebounds, 6.5 assists, 1.7 steals. He's shooting about 48% from the field, 33% from the three-point line, and 75% from the foul line. So he's a big-time playoff performer. Um, I think as far as total NBA players, top 10 list, me personally, LeBron has to be in there now. Where, I can't say, but he has to be on that list. And I think it would be much harder for me to make a case for him not to be the greatest small forward of all time. Now, if Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs are able to win the finals, Tim Duncan's legacy is just enhanced that much greater. All right. Last year, when his team reached the finals, I believe it was for the fifth time. To me, that was enough to push him ahead of Shaquille O'Neal. Now, as far as my top 10, I had Shaq at number 9, Tim Duncan at number 10. I switched places. I switched those guys around. Um, with Tim Duncan making his sixth final appearance, still playing very strong at a very advanced age, still putting up solid numbers well past his prime. If Tim Duncan, he's not the one of Finals MVP, let's not expect anymore. But if he was to win a fifth NBA championship rings, I think are overrated. But it's sort of like this: Tim Duncan's career, everything that he's created, that's the foundation of the cake, right? That's the layers of the cake, and you put the other layer. That's the secondary, the playoff performances. No, that's the second layer of the cake. All right, that's the basis, the bulk. That's the cake. All right, everything he's done as far as game in and game out, the 1,000+ games of his career. All right, the I don't know 200 playoff games or whatever. Right now, the icing is the accolades. That's the icing. Now, the top icing of his cake would be the championship rings. And I think that if Tim Duncan's winning the championship, I probably would have to put him finally ahead of a guy like Oscar Robertson. I still don't think I could put him over a guy like Hakeem Olajuwon, even though he would have more championship rings. Hakeem Olajuwon was just an otherworldly player. And sometimes I even think to myself, could you make a case for putting Hakeem over Bill Russell? Because I still think to this day, Bill Russell's the one guy whose legacy is enhanced on greatly by his championship rings. He was a great center. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he was a bum or he wasn't a great center. He was. But I do think his legacy has been enhanced too much by his championships. But anyway, Tim Duncan will just solidify his place as the greatest power forward of all time. Winning a fifth NBA championship would just it would just to me just put him in the top probably 8 players of all time. But anyway, that's little thoughts I had right now between Tim Duncan and LeBron James. I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts about this subject matter in the comment section. And thank you for listening.